I've only gone and done it. I did it, didn't I? We're now on Tuesday, which means it's been 2 days since I ran the half marathon. And I promise this video is going to be the last video I ever mention it in, because I'm wary that I'm starting to sound a bit like a vegan. I don't want to be that guy that mentions it every 5 minutes. But I did actually do one before, like 5 years ago, and I didn't mention that one too much. But this is what I've learned about running a half marathon, because the first time I didn't really count. I didn't really know what I was doing. I don't think I even had like a good idea of what a good time would be when I did it before. I think I got 2 hours and 6 minutes before. Had to check on my Strava. This time I did it in 1 hour 53. So we're sub 2 hour gang. Let's go. Let's bloody go. But I learned a lot of stuff doing this, right? And I think it's one of them things where you're always guaranteed to learn stuff when you kind of put your neck on the line. Like, you know, there could have been a million things that went wrong that day. I could have got injured in 100,000 different ways, and you know, I could have, for so many reasons, I could have not finished. Right, 21.1 kilometers is a long way to go, and that's a lot of opportunities to go, nah, like, I'm done, and just pull out. You know, halfway through the race. Although I did have it fenced off, so it would have been quite difficult to physically leave. But yeah, so one of the things I learned was that when you have like a big task like that, and this isn't for everyone, this is just for me. By the way, I got a cup of tea in the Rhodes mug today. Nice little, oh, you can't even see Rhodes on that side. There we go. Bush. One thing I learned was that for me, in my brain, the way that it works is that task of finishing the race felt infinitely more difficult and like impossible or felt a lot more impossible at 7 kilometers in than it did at the start. At the start, I was like, yeah, got this, light work, let's go, easy, it'll be fun, like just left foot, right foot, let's get going. And then you get 7 kilometers in, or like 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and you're like, don't know about this. I was running it with my friend, so it's like, one of them, we're both boys, so obviously men can't show any sign of weakness. You're not allowed to show weakness. It's written in the rules. And you don't want to even show signs that you're not finding it easy. So, you know, you're there at like 20, 18, 19 kilometers, like, you turn around like, yeah, you good? Yeah, I'm good, yeah. So, yeah, you can't show any sign of weakness. But, yeah, mentally I looked down and I was like, looked at my phone. I had my phone in my hand the whole way. People were saying I'm crazy, but I did have pockets. I put it in my pocket for like 1 kilometer, and I was like, oh, it's just bashing around on my leg. I was like, I can't be doing this. So I actually got it back out. The main reason I had it out is because I need Subway Surfers content to focus. So I was just watching Subway Surfers while I was running, sort of, and that kind of thing. But yeah, no. So one of the other things I've learned is that a lot of people are a bit serious, you know. I thought we got quite a good time, which we did. I'm happy with it, and it's not going to change that. But I don't know, the way some people overtook me was a bit, I don't know, it got me thinking a bit. You know, some people were, there was a sign, someone had a sign that said, remember your why. I thought, that's a bit deep. There was like a few signs that were like, oh, come on, hurry up so we can go get a drink. Oh, this is pointless, we could be in the bar. I thought, yeah, quite funny. Obviously from people that ain't running, don't see the appeal of it, which is kind of generally how it goes, right? You don't, people are like, why would you run when you can just not? But yeah, once you do it, you kind of get the bug for it. My mate said he got the bug for it, wants to do another race. Fair play. I might join him, might not. But yeah, someone said, remember your why. I was thinking, bloody hell. And like technically my why, you know, the corporate answer, I was running for Calm, Campaign Against Living Miserably. And thank you everyone that donated, by the way, that watches these videos. Legends, all of you. Raised like just over £500 for charity, which is like sick. You know, I wasn't going to beg everybody, because if we're being completely honest, and I don't think enough people in this world are completely honest, I was doing this race for me. I wanted to do it. It looked fun. My mate was doing it. I said, oh, I'd love to do that. And he was like, oh, you can just sign up. And I was like, oh, can I? I swear. You know when people like, you know, when you're doing something difficult and someone goes, oh, I'd love to do it one day. They don't ever expect you to be met with, like, oh, you can. Because then they just kind of, oh, don't know about that. I was only kind of half joking. No, I wasn't joking. I said, you know, I'd love to do it. So I signed up and did it. But then obviously you have to do it for charity to get a place in the race, which is obviously makes complete sense. Like it's good, it's great. And there's a lot of people running for all sorts, any charity you can think of. I saw someone running for like the LGBTQIA asylum seekers and refugees. I was thinking, there can't be that many of them. But, it's like a subgroup within a subgroup, right? It just probably isn't that many of them, but someone out there cared about them, which is like, it's nice in a way, whoever you are, no matter how much of a minority you feel, there's someone that cares about you out there, which is nice, I think. But anyway, not to get deep here, but I was running for Campaign Against Living Miserably, so Calm, I think they're called Calm Zone, which is obviously a mental health charity. And, when people ask for donations, I was pretty open. I was like, look, be sick if you could donate. Obviously, like, everyone can suffer with mental health at any stage in their life. It's not, no one's immune from it, sort of thing. But a lot of people, they like to bang the drum of everyone's favorite phrase is, oh, it's a cause close to my heart, which is basically what they say when like somebody they like has suffered quite badly with something or has died from said disease or whatever it is that they're running for a charity to support the victims of. Yeah, I was never one to bang that drum and be like, mental health's quite close to my heart. I think mental health's close to everybody's heart or nobody's heart. Do you know what I mean? It's not. I'm not speaking for anyone else, by the way. This is just actually, funny enough, my mental health was down that day. I started that day with went downstairs to make some breakfast. I went for some yogurt, chia seeds and strawberries, and opened the packet of chia seeds and it's gone everywhere, like all over my kitchen floor. In fact, I'm pretty sure I ran that race with some chia seeds stuck to my feet. I'm not even joking, because obviously once it was all over my kitchen floor, I then had to move to clear it up. And then when I moved, I stepped in stuff and I was barefoot. It was like early in the morning, right? I was barefoot, cleaned up the chia seeds, swept them all up, but there was still some stuck to my feet. Can never get all of them, can you? But yeah, that ruined my mental health that day, I can't lie. I was struggling. I needed the charity that day. I was like, oh, if this is how the day's going to start, I don't know how we're gonna end up. But yeah, spoiler alert, we finished it. We did it. We ended up alright. I felt really rough the rest of the day. I think I had a bit of heat stroke. It was quite hot. It wasn't like absurdly hot, but when you're running 21 kilometres, it gets to you, man. It gets to you quite a lot. Don't think I drank enough afterwards. And like, yeah, I went to Shake Shack, had some terrible food. Shake Shack, by the way, comment a fast food restaurant below and I'll tell you if it's better than Shake Shack. It probably will be, because Shake Shack was poor. But yeah, I mean, so I opened this bag of chia seeds, right, and that ruined my day. But what ruined my day even more was that wasn't the first time that had happened. And my girlfriend reminded me, oh, he did that last time with a bag of chia seeds. And like, if you look at the bag, I'm not going to go get it because I'll go everywhere, but I've still sat out there on the side. I've refused to deal with it for 2 days. There's like a dotted line at the top you're supposed to cut. I didn't cut it. I just packet of crisps, opened it, and it just everywhere. It was, they fill them bags up too much. Also, separate issue, but why in the supermarket can I only buy like a 1.5 kilogram bag of chia seeds? What if I want like one or two portions of it? You know what I mean? Everything else you can buy individually. Chia seeds, they just treat it like it's a wholesaler, like Tesco's. I'm just shopping for me. And even if you're in a family, I don't think everyone in your family eats chia seeds. Like, kids aren't really into that stuff, are they? Maybe. Who knows? I don't know what the kids are up to nowadays. But yeah, that ruined my mental health. And then, yeah, the fact I'd done it before got to me. Like, I could have brushed it off quite easily. But, that people always say, oh, don't, never make the same mistake twice. I was there, I've made the same mistake twice. I started to get inside my own head about it. I was like, oh, I'm really an idiot, aren't I? Started beating myself up about it, about the chia seeds. I was like, what else have I done that's stupid? You start doubting yourself, get inside your head a bit more. But yeah, I don't. Maybe this is the lesson and the takeaway from this video. Just be careful how you open chia seeds. Maybe I'll make that the title. Maybe I won't. That's probably not going to do very well. Not that I care, but no one wants to watch that. Sorry if you don't want to watch this either. I mean, you're free to click off. I don't know, I'm apologising. But yeah. So yeah, that's how my day went. Would I do another half marathon? Probably. In a rush? Probably not. I mean, like, as in, would I do it soon? In a rush, it's a race. You have to kind of do it in a rush. But I don't think I'd do it soon. I think maybe next year. It was a nice time of year to do it because the sun's just recently like sort of started coming out. Sort of hay fever sort of in the air now. Start to get a few little early on warning signs of hay fever, which ain't great. So sorry if I sound a bit nasal today. Hopefully I don't. But Yeah, I probably would do another one eventually. But do you know what? Now I'm looking forward to just getting back in the gym now. This is another problem I've got. I need to sign up to a new gym, right? Because the one I really want to go to, I don't live near. I used to go to it a bit when I used to have a bit more spare time. Am I going to get in my car and drive 40 minutes to the gym? Probably not. I doubt it. If I'm, this is the thing. It's important to be honest with yourself, right? If I'm honest with myself, I'm not going to get in my car and drive 40 minutes to the gym. But yeah, there's just no good ones close to me without doxing where I live. I mean, I could just keep running. The sun is out, but I don't want a runner's physique. I've already said I'm doing things with very selfish metrics here. Like it's all a bit of vanity. Someone had a sign that said, "I also like attention." I thought that was a good sign to bring to a race where everyone's, you know, having pictures taken of them, everyone's posting about it, everyone's raising money for charity, putting themselves out there. No, it's great, but yeah, it wasn't the most supportive sign I've seen, but it was quite a funny one. So fair play to that girl who had that sign. That was good. That was really good. Yeah, I'm not sure what else to say. I'm in my office today. Sorry about the change in scenery. Got a lot of work ahead of me today. So I'm down here quite early to get a little bit of a head start on the day. And yeah, that was how my half marathon went. Started, carried on a bit, and then it finished. But yeah, that's if there's any serious takeaway from this video, it's that if you're ever in a hard moment in your life and it's tough, it just ends at some point, whether you like it or not. So it doesn't matter whether you're kicking and screaming or you're just kind of keeping your head down and pushing through it, like it will end. So yeah, if in doubt, just keep going, you know. Bosh.